Acti. Still standing at first, they were just whispers. Laughs that stopped when I walked by. Eyes that looked through me like I didn't exist. I learned how to walk with my shoulders tight, how to keep my words locked behind my teeth. Every hallway felt longer when I walked it alone. They thought silence meant weakness. They thought staying quiet meant I agreed with the names they gave me. But silence was where I was listening. Listening to the part of me that refused to disappear. The part that stayed standing when every day tried to knock me down. I used to ask myself what was wrong with me, why I wasn't enough for them, why being different felt like a crime. Then one day I realized the problem was never my voice. It was their need to silence it. I stopped shrinking, stopped apologizing for taking up space, stopped believing that pain was all I'd ever be known for. They never saw the nights I rebuilt myself. The mornings I chose to keep going, the strength it took just to show up. I'm still here, still walking these halls, still carrying every scar they left behind. But I'm carrying something else now, too. Confidence. Purpose. A spine made of everything they tried to break. I don't need their approval. I don't need their forgiveness. Because I survived them, and every step I take forward is proof that I was never weak. I was becoming strong. Act 2. When the noise changes, they didn't lose power all at once. It started with a moment. A laugh that didn't land, a joke that echoed back empty, eyes that finally looked away from them. Because bullies are loud. But only when the room stays silent. One voice spoke up, then another, then a hallway full of people who were tired of pretending this was normal. The names stopped getting laughs. The shoves stopped being ignored. The cruelty stopped being entertainment. They stood there, confused, exposed, smaller than they ever made anyone feel. Because strength doesn't come from fear. It comes from standing together. Students stepped in, arms crossed, feet planted. Not angry, just unmovable. Teachers noticed. Rules mattered again, and the truth stopped being hidden in plain sight. The bully looked around for backup. But power borrowed from fear always disappears when fear runs out. And for the first time, they felt what it was like to be alone in a crowd. The halls changed after that. Not perfect, but safer. Because courage is contagious, and once it spreads, it's impossible to control. We learned something that day. Their words only worked when we let them, so we stopped letting them. We became louder than cruelty, stronger than fear, braver together than we ever were apart. And when bullies try to rise again, they don't find victims anymore. They find a wall of voices that won't move. Act 3. Still standing together, the halls didn't change overnight, but they felt different, lighter, like everyone remembered how to breathe again. There were still scars, still echoes of what had been said, but they no longer decided who we were. We learned how to look up, how to notice the quiet ones, how to step in before silence could turn into harm. Kindness stopped being rare. It became a choice, one we made every day. The ones who were hurt before became the ones who reached back, because pain, when healed, turns into protection. And the bullies, they faded into the background, not defeated by fists or rage, but by something stronger. Indifference to cruelty, attention to each other. We started standing closer, sitting together, speaking names with respect instead of laughter. The strength we were looking for is never something we had to become. It was something we already were, waiting to be shared. Now, when someone walks these halls alone, they don't stay that way for long. Because someone notices, someone steps forward. Someone says, "You're not invisible." And that's how this story ends, not with one person standing tall, but with all of us standing together. Still standing, still watching out for each other, still choosing courage, every single day.